Right, so welcome everybody to the US Grand Prix here at the Circuit of Americas here today. It's F1, we've got 16 drivers, we're just waiting for one more to join here, but he will be joining in quali. I'll be going over who's in what seats today and like the reserves and all sorts, because we had a few dropouts because of how late this race is. So we are just trying to work our way through this sort of stuff, as you expect. As we're just waiting for everyone to ready up the tyres, because it'll be the same for everyone. Quarters is actually a very interesting track here, because the pace is a bit weird, because you need to go for a long speed setup for the straights, or you can go for a short one for the corners. And obviously, as it looks like it's a dry quali for now. Get all the stuff put up. Yep, there we go. So let's just see what the weather's going to be, because Jacob is going to tell me. And let's just see how this race will play out here today. As it looks dry for quali, thankfully, so let's see if the race is going to be dry or not. As I'll wait for this, I'll get some... And oh, hello there! Jacobs just said it should be dry, but it might rain at the end of the race. So that is a very spicy indeed. While I wait for that, I'm just going to get my standards up quickly, because I have missed a few races with work and all that. Right, let's get the standards up. Axis still leads the championship, it looks like, after winning Canada last week. And he currently holds a 1-point advantage over Jensen in the Mercedes. Speaking of Axis, he's just come out of the pits there, because I'm stuck on him. Then Jerome, who cannot race today, because he's unavailable, unfortunately, today. And then Sniper Archak in P4. So he has a good chance to maybe overhaul him with a good solid run for the Austrian. And then Panos, great result for him so far in this season. A podium, and he's still going. We've got Nico Kristen, who's in the McLaren today. One of the reserves here today, rotation yet again. You got Nathan in the Red Bull. Thomas, he was not racing today in the other McLaren, but obviously rotations took that. And then you've got Jacob, Kale, Lars, Folly, Seb, who obviously in the McLaren today, who was a new teammate. Just ignore the WR, he did change back teams, but he can't do his username back. So unfortunately that's going to be, I just realised that those two came off, they come up right next to each other, of course they have these two. And other than that, we've just got a few reserves today, so we'll have Otto joining from F2 into the Aston Martin seat, I think. Obviously you've seen rotation in the McLaren for today's race. Astros, another one from F2 in the Williams today. And I think that was all of them that's covered today. I was going to jump above the Red Bull of Lars, who will be starting the first lap. Hopefully he hasn't validated this lap, because that's a bit of a killer blow if he has. Takes a long sweeping ring as we start the first lap here at quarter. Can Lars do a solid run in that Red Bull, as he sticks right onto the ammo curve and the curve in there for turn 1. All the way down the third gear, because I see a lot of guys either do second or third to that corner. So it'll be interesting to see what they play out here. Now the S's are the trickiest corners here in this track, because you've got to get the right angle, right speed and the right gears to hold the car going. Good clean exit there for Lars there, good sector there, 25-1, bit of a lock up there. It looks like he went a bit deep in the corner. But it's a clean run so far for Lars here, as he heads down to the long back stretch where we'll probably see a lot of overtaking and battling for that DRS. Down to second there. And he doesn't short shift, he loses traction there in the rear, keeps it going but sticks onto the right side, just like a lot of drivers do, for the right line for the next corner. Keeps a lot of curving still going on as he comes to the boards, and he breaks just before the 100 into second again. Will he short shift here? No, bit of car, he has to control the car again there. Keeps going, swinging around the corners here. This is one of the trickiest corners coming up, because you can lock up very easily here. But Lars manages it perfectly, flowing the car through. Bit of a traction loss there again, but he keeps it going. Coming around the swinging right hand here. You've got to keep the throttle in to keep a good speed here. Down this, now he goes down, goes to fifth gear. This is where a lot of invalidations will happen, I feel like. And he comes around the final corner now. This is really the benchmark everyone's going to follow behind. It's a 144.3. As I'm going to jump board of Axa, who's currently under the line now. I don't know what his sector time, so he's just past his team at Enzo there. So let's see what the Alpine driver can do. Here he comes the line now. Axa goes a 132.7. We're going to jump aboard of Jensen now. Can Jensen go now at 133.3? What a lap by Axa. Seb next across the line. P3 at 33.5. Next car is going to be Sniper Arctic. P4 33.5 also. Half a step behind Seb. The Williams of Astro now. What can he do from F2 here? Comes around the final corner now. P5 at 34 flat. And Haas behind him just off of Pangrio. Next car is the other Williams of Tam Tam today. As he comes to the line now, Tam Tam will go P5 there in the 33s also. Both Alfa Romeos come to the line now. Jacob ahead on an outlap. Both of them are on an outlap actually, sorry. Next car will be the Ferrari of Kale here. Kale is one of those drivers who can pull pace out but has unfortunate race pace. But let's see what he can do here today. Comes to the line now and goes P3 at 33.4. Only half a tenth off Jensen. It's a great lap by Kale there. As let's see, his rotations is valid. It looks like a bit of a spin. There goes Nathan, P7, in the other Red Bull. Next car coming out of the line will be Lars, but he will be going to the pit entry. Oh, nearly takes himself out of the qualifying. As he nearly locked up into the wall. I feel like, well, we will see someone go right near that wall on entry. Enzo's left the session, so hopefully we're going to just invite him back. Give me 2 secs. There we go, hopefully he should be able to join back. But let's see if anyone's on a lap actually. Because you have both Alfa Romeos and Pangrio. So Pangrio's invalidated his lap unfortunately, so we'll jump back on board with Jacob, who's the lead Alfa right now. 1.27 there, as around the sectors. He's got a clean run in sector 3 here. Let's see what Jacob would do, because Jacob, remember, got his first ever podium this seat in F1. After a penalty addition to Jensen 2 weeks ago. So let's see how he goes. It takes a very tight entry into there. It takes a lot of speed. Jet goes P5 at 33.5. Great lap by the Englishman. Saran, I think about it. No, he did 135.3. And then the next car who's going to set a lap on this lap is going to be Rotation here. He's been one of those drivers, but he's invalidated. So I don't... just ignore what I'm saying. It looks like everyone's in the pits now and ready for their second runs now. So Axa is on fire here today. He's 6 tenths ahead of Jensen. That is a astounding run by Axa. He's jumped straight out as Enzo rejoins, and there is Snoke in there in the Aston Martin now. So he has joined, thankfully. So we have 16 drivers here for today, and we're going to see how this race plays out. But Axa is currently in a world of his own, the only one who's dipped into the 132s. No one else has gotten near him at the moment. His championship rival, who's 1 point behind him, remember, is 6 tenths behind him. So Jensen and Axa, I feel like they could be problem, but Jensen could be better for race pace because he's always been solid during race. But obviously that pole position point is very crucial in this championship battle, because if Jensen gets it, he's equalled them and they battle for the win for this week. But you never know, we might have seen a surprise of the rain, or we might see someone go to the end on dry tyres, so the rain might not even get here in time. It might be on the last lap or something. But it's tough to see, because the course is really weird with the rain, because either it rains lightly or rains just heavy. It's one of those weird ones. Yellow flag. Oh, is that Turum in the barrier? No, I think he's locked up. So he probably avoided hitting the wall and take him out, but it looks like he thankfully kept in the race. We're going to jump aboard of Axa, who's just about to start his lap. Let's see if Axa can better that 132.7 here. He's got 2 cars coming out the pit lane. One's Enzo and the other's a Red Bull and a Haas. And Axa starts now, because here come the 2 cars coming out the pit lane. In fact, hopefully they'll stop and wait as they left the Alpine past. Into turn 1, Axa stays in 3rd here, crucially, and short shifts to 4th. Let's see how this works out as he comes into the S's now, takes a lot of curving air on the inside line. Enzo is way ahead, so is he going to give his teammate a slipstream? because it's very crucial around here, because the engine power on that backstretch is going to be crucial to hold off moves or overtake. Axa's been flying up the sectors there. Keeps it clean and in the lines. Enzo's just ahead, but he might be too far for a tow. So Axa's going to have to hope to get a little bit of slipstream. Yellow flag, that's a Williams, I think, getting out of the way of one of the Red Bulls. Thankfully, it doesn't look like anything contact-wise happened. As Axa heads down the first DRS activation of the lap, if it was activated for the race for him. And yellow flag, that's Jensen! Jensen's had a mistake there, it looks like, and he's had to back up his lap. Axa's now 2.5 tenths up here. He's looking to absolutely obliterate his record. Enzo gets out of the way for his teammate now. Axa is absolutely on fire here today, as he now rounds the sweep of the right-hander now. How fast can Axa go on this second run? Remember, he probably has one more tyre still to use. Fuel lights flashing. ERS is just on the limit. He sticks the limits here. The final corner now. What is Axa's next benchmark going to be? He was 2.5 up in the middle sector. Axa comes alive. He goes nearly 3.5 tenths quicker. Axa, as there's a Ferrari, it's Zane getting out the movement out of the way, everyone. He must have validated and backed out of his lap. But Axa is absolutely on point today. Sed's now gone 4 tenths quicker in the middle sector. He could be going for the front row here today in the McLaren. We stick aboard of him because no one else, because Jensen had to back out of his lap. Let's see what he can do. Next car ahead of him is actually Kale, but he's backed out to do another run along with Jensen. So we'll stick on board with Seb as he rounds the second final corner. Stick the limits there in the curbing. Final corner now. Let's see what he can use. As his deploy's been used, he won't get the straight line speed at the exit, and he goes into the 33 ones now. Far behind Sniper P5. Now Otto, his first out lap now. Next car is a Williams. And, ooh, who was that? Was that Tam Tam or was that was Sed getting out of the way there? I missed that completely because of what happened there. Astros goes P9 now. He's slowly increasing his pace there. The Williams in his debut. Well, not his debut. It's I think it's second race in F1 this season. And then it looks like it's going to be entertaining. Oh, as we just come on board with Nathan and a spin happens for him. Sorry, so I had to take a breath there. As Nathan, oh boy. I think Nathan's got problems because his car's stuck in neutral. Oh, there we go, thankfully stalled. Nathan, unless he's trying to burn fuel, is what I'm thinking, because he's got no one behind him. Yeah, he's probably burning fuel off. Why has I missed that? Has anyone jumped? I don't think so. We got a lot of invalidations going on. Lars, Tam Tam, Jacob's actually on lap. He's 10th down though in the sector 1. I don't think anyone else just jumped up there. So I've only had 11 cars set a lap right now as well. So they are struggling for track limits still, these guys. But it's going to be the question is, who's going to make the tyres? And what tyres are people going to go for? Are they going to go hard right to the end? Jacob's now gone 2.5 tenths quicker. Yellow flag there for a McLaren there, getting out of the way of Otto. I think that must have been Seb who's going to the pits. But Jack board with Jacob as he's finishing his lap here. He was 2.5 tenths up, but that would put him ahead of Sniper and Ken ahead for P4 at the moment. Jacob comes around to the final corner now. And let's see what the Englishman can do again here. And the Alfa Romeo, and he jumps into P2. What a lap by Jacob! Out of nowhere, I didn't expect him to go that fast, but what a lap! Zane comes to the line now. Zane gets a lap in P7 now, a 33.5. Rotation has come into the pits there, so he invalidated. But a great opener. That Enzo's on his lap actually as well. He's just got a few corners to go now. He's kept it in the lines. And let's see what the French... Can he get anywhere near his French counterpart in the other part of the team? As he comes around the final corner now, 31, 32... Yes, he does! He's into P2 now. But still 6 tenths behind Axa. As Pangrio rejoined him, I didn't even realise he disconnected. No, so we've only got rotations, Otto and Pangrio to set a lap now. Who's right on the final corners here? Ken's invalidated, he's backed out, letting the whole track for the car behind of Tam Tam, who's invalidated also. How's Otto's that? Otto's actually kept in the lines and he looks to be finished. No, I think he's backed out the lap. Yeah, Otto's probably backed out. His ERS isn't very good. No, he's actually going to finish his lap, surprisingly. Otto comes around the final corner now with no ERS to use and goes P13 at 134.9. Quite surprised he finished it, especially with having no ERS in that system. So everyone's on a think. Jensen's already out on his third and final run because he made a mistake on his second set of tyres. He's currently sitting P5 at the moment. And with championship leader AXA having a point advantage, that could be crucial if Jensen can't get past the cars ahead. Okay, that's just a broken track limits. He went off track completely, but the game didn't validate. Unless he backed off the throttle. Alright, so Jensen's got one more attempt at pole here, because if he doesn't, AXA doesn't think he can go any faster. Oh, Enzo spins in the final corner, resets the track. It's fine to do that in qualifying, but if he did it during the race, he would have been penalised. He's out of fuel, that's why. So AXA feel like he cannot go any faster, and he will save a spare of softs for the race. Jensen's got one more attempt to get anywhere near the pace of AXA, or try and fight for the front row. As here goes the Englishman. Down the start-finish stretch now. He's got a clean track ahead of him, no one ahead of him. As he goes into corner one, in third and fourth, just like AXA does. He short shifts. As round to the right-hander now here. Ahead into tricky S's here. Can Jensen keep it clean and full throttle? And he is going all the way down to 6th, just the last one. It's a great run, a 10th up already, Jensen here. But he's going to need a lot more to get anywhere near the pace of AXA, who is nearly a second quicker than him right now. I think it's validated! Jensen's going to have to back off and manage his fuel in the arrest. Because Jensen's going to have one more attempt at most. So that's heartbreak for Jensen. He's going to have a big struggle. He's letting all the cars behind him go past. Let's see who's on a lap, actually. Otto's just invalidated. Nathan comes to the line. He's just started. You've got Taram, who's just started also. You've also got Tam Tam and Lars, who's going to start. Tam Tam's the furthest on track right now, so let's see what he can do in his final run, the Belgian. As I know, he's actually upshifting, so he's probably going for a lap this time. Alright, so we've got a minute and 20 left. Everyone's out of the pace apart from AXA, who retired. He doesn't feel he can go any faster. And Tam Tam will start the final run now. He's got a clean air in front of him. As what just happened there? Oh, I thought Zayn got blocked there. I don't know, but we've got a minute left. Let's see where's everyone going to finish here? We've got still a rotation still's yet to set a lap yet. He's struggling. Oh, rotation, please do not say you've just invalidated this lap as well. Yes, you have, haven't you? Rotation is not going to set a lap, unfortunately, because he broke the track limits at the last corner, and that makes it invalid for the full lap. So rotation will start best 15th. Pangrillo's just started behind him also. You got Tam Tam ahead also. He's 2 attempts up nearly here. So Tam Tam's the furthest currently on the lap. So we'll have to see what he can do here. As everyone are trying to get space to make a lap here in the final sector. As you can see the yellow flags coming up now. As Lars goes P3, a stunning last lap for Lars. But Enzo was just going to make the line. The cars behind, I don't know. Enzo crossed the line. Then goes Nathan, Jacob, and Taram could not make it, but he's in the pits anyway. Tam Tam's just got a few corners to go now. He's currently in 10th. He was 2 tenths up in the first sector. Do not say that as Jensen. That is Jensen. Jensen cannot get better than 6th now. He's crashed out at the S's. Tam Tam's come around the final corner now. His final run now. He's P10 and stays P10. He lost time, but not enough to gain position. Jensen retires on track. Oh, but it looks like no one will be affected by him because he's behind everyone now. So he's weird. Next car that comes to line is Astros. It's second race in F2 and it stays P11. Next car is going to be Rotation, but he will not set a lap thanks to that. Rotation would have done 134.5, which would have put him P13. Pangrillo comes to the line now, P9 there for the Haas driver. It's now both Ferraris of Zayn and back in. Kale has invalidated. Zane's got the chance to get ahead of him, and he goes P3. What a lot by Zane at the end also. Now Seb, next car across the line, he's invalidated a 32.7. That would have put him on the front row if he had managed to keep that valid. Sniper retires in the pits. He does not improve P9. What a hectic qualifying. Enzo's about. Why is Enzo? Enzo's got end plate damage somehow. Right, but that's the quality over. So it goes it's a 1-2 for Alpine at the front here. Then Zane, Laws with a great effort along with Zane at the final moments. But Seb, if he kept that lap valid, he would have been on the front row. But it's the first time, I think, that the Alpines are doing a 1-2 this season. I may be wrong because I've missed a few races, but Axel has been absolutely on it to this qualifying. Will we see the same result in the race? Then Enzo, Zane, Laws, Jacob, another strong result in P5. Seb, P6, Jensen, championship rival for Axel, it's P7 only after he'd made a mistake in second and his third run. Then Kale, Sniper, and Nathan up the top 10. Pangrio with one lap goes P11. Tam Tam, Astros, Snokin, Taram, rotation did not set a lap, so he starts at the back of the grid. And now the question is, how many penalties are we going to see? Because this track is notorious for penalties. Like, badly. Especially on the picture that's popped up now. That bit is very bad. And then sector 2 and 3. Like, certain sharp corners. But we're going to have to wait how it plays out, because as I said, there should be rain at the end of the race, but it doesn't give a clear indication when the rain's going to hit. Because Jacob didn't include the timestamp, so I don't know. I can't remember the formation that's still on here. I can't remember. Because I don't know if we turn it back on here. Might be wrong, might be not. It looks to be an entertaining race, because Axe has got the pace, he like Max, but can he do what Max did, or will he be having the DRS train behind him now? Are we going to see Enzo win his second race? Are we going to see Jensen? I've just noticed the pit crews are so glitched out on the POV. Right, but it's going to be a quick question is, who's going to be on the podium? Because Jensen will definitely be fighting back. Jacob's a solid shout still, because that pace is good. Rotation has pulled miracles out before. Same with Sniper. Kale obviously can't doubt him down. Zane as well, because he great qualifying there. Seb, obviously he's proved his pace and quality. The podium I feel like is very open for today's race. But I feel my prediction is going to be Axa Enzo, so the 1-2 Alpine, and I feel like Jensen will fight back to take podium just. But we'll have to see, because the penalties are going to be the critical thing around here. Right, so we're just waiting for everyone to pick their fuel strategy and the tyre stop, so I'll see the lights. If the lights are going off, we are on a full start. And we are starting here. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Who's going to be leading the turn 1 here? A lot of holds there. I'm just going to quickly get it up. As I'm seeing as Enzo is just going to have to back off there. And it looks wide as it goes out. 3 wide in the back there. No, can't. Oh, man, over there for Jacob. Jacob's falling back there. Lars is in a P3. The Alpines are side by side. Axa just holds it on. Enzo backs off. But oh my word! No, that is chaos already. Jesus Christ! With rotations of 3 positions already, as we got 2 medium runners of Snokin and Tam Tam. As there's a mistake there for Lars. Zane's coming all over this, and is he gonna look on the inside line here? Zane goes for the move. Laws is going to have to be squeezed out there. Zane takes P3. At the moment there, that might allow Jensen to have a run now, because Jensen's already up to P5. Now here goes Jensen. Is he going to look? Is he going to look? Zane blocks. Laws is going to go. And then Jensen's going to try and follow Zane's line. Bit of a lock up there. Laws is still on the outside. And he's going to have the inside now for the next corner. Jensen's fighting it back. He's going to keep it going. Jensen's got another chance here on the inside, takes it deep in. And he's going to hold it. Can Laws get the switch back though? No, I don't think he can. Jensen's going to take it with a stunning move into B4. As I said, you can never doubt him down in quality in this race. He turns up. But the Alpines are already a second away from Zane, which could be an ominous factor here. 138.3 for the first lap there for AXA. Zane is struggling to keep up with the two cars ahead. Further back, there goes Seb now on Laws. Laws has went from P3 to P6 here now, maybe. Laws at the curb in there. That might give the chance to Laws here. Side by side here into the S's, but Seb has outline straight line speed and take P5. Laws is from P3 to P6. With Jacob now on his case. As it looks like boys having a Pangril there. The gap's 2 seconds there compared to the packs ahead. I wonder what happened there. Yellow flag, and that's the Ram there spinning. He's not hit anything, he just span out on his own. I think he just span out over cooking the tyres there. Probably Otto was looking for a move here on rotation. He's going to go for the outside line. He has the grip there on the mediums, but he's just not going to get the right angle out. And nothing else is going up further ahead. It looks like all the gaps are starting to increase, or to keep the same now. The same. I can't say that word there. As Kale was laying the brakes right to the rear of Tamtam now on the mediums. Are we going to see a DRS train all the way to P12? Woo! Oh, obviously that's the cut part of a DRS train all the P15 actually. If Astros can build that gap. Right, but the gap is Zane is still just struggling to keep up to the Alpines ahead, who have solidly pulling away. AXA leads the Grand Prix, had a bit of defensive work from his teammate, but he backed out the move and leads the race still. 37.5 now for AXA. So he looks to be extending his gap and go for a good championship lead on his teammate. His rival Jensen this season, it seems. Because a lot of them thought, I think Jerome's going to miss a lot of points here with these two fighting away for maybe a victory or the podium. But we'll have to see how the tyres go, what the weather's going to bring, as I've said a few times now. But we'll have to see what the tyre strategy is like. Are they going to stick to the hards till rain happens? Will they pit? And there's the first 3 seconds. I'm already on lap 3. That's not ominous factor. Oh god. Zane's having to use a lot of ERS to keep up to Enzo here, because Enzo's got much better. I feel like Enzo's much better in the corners and Zane's much better on the straights. Zane will have DRS here, but the critical thing is, can he hold it though for the start-finish straight? There's a nice DRS train all the way back to P11 because Astros is just not able to get it yet. Further back, Kale gets past Tamtam. Further end, Sniper's being overtaken by Nathan. Nathan on the straight line speed there and blitz past the Merc, but the Merc's going to come back. But ooh, bit of a squeeze there by Nathan to make him hold, stay back there. Sniper loses his position, and also Tamtam. Yellow flags. Who's this? It's Astros. He must have spun out. Oh yeah, he's cooked his tires. Astros are trying to get in the right direction. Oh no, he has end plate damage. Astros has front left end plate damage there, I've just noticed. Axel's now going faster still, but the DRS is still going for Zane, but he's using a lot of DRS, while Jensen is just happily sitting behind. Along with Seb also. Seb just went purple in the final sector. So now, this is going to be the question is, whose race speed is going to be the quickest here? Right, this is going to be interesting, because I feel like if Jensen can't get past Zane quick enough, the two Alpines are going to pull away from the rest. Zane's actually struggling still, and I feel like he might not get it this lap. No, Zane does not have DRS this lap. This is Jensen's chance now to start pushing and pressuring the Ferrari. As we're going to lap 4 now, and the Alpines have already pulled the DRS buffer away from the Ferrari. He has no DRS to play around with. But it's going to see who's going to work this out. Jacob is trying to put the pressure on Larcy for P6 now. He's got all the other Red Bull behind him. The Red Bull sandwich currently for the Alfa Romeo driver. And you got Sniper and Kale snacking behind there because they either overtook or been overtaken by another car in the last lap. So those two are looking determined. And it's really curious about the hards, because the hards are really good around Kyoto. It's just more the fact, when do you pit for the tyres? That is the key thing here, because I feel like you can push these, maybe probably will push until like 16, 17. No, no one of these guys, they will go for like softs to the end, so they'll probably go 19, 20. Well, actually, they might go to 18. I don't know, it's too early to call, because everyone's got different strategies. Because remember, Axel did a brilliant strategy in Austria. He pitted under the virtual safety car for Haas to the end of the race. Jensen's just got a track limit there, definitely. Because he's pushing like hell to get past Zane there, because the gap started to increase between second and third. But as I was saying, obviously the track there around Axel did a brilliant strategy in Austria to win it by a comfortable, like nearly, I think, 12 seconds. Jensen even admitted in the interviews he should have came along with him. Speaking of Jensen's going to have a move here. Zane's got no air pins, and there goes Jensen flying on the right. Zane can do nothing to the Merc's pace. Further behind, Jacob's making a move on Laws here. This is for P6, they're going to be side by side, but Jacob breaks just that later to hold it. Laws trying to break early to get the switch back, but couldn't do it. So 2 overtakes in that DRS stretch now. Seb's now going to be in the case of Zane, because with that no ERS, he's going to be critically slow on the straights. And now Jensen knows he needs to get his head down and catch up to Enzo for the DRS, because that's going to be critical for him now, for race pace. Further back, Tam Tam, as Kale spins! What happened to Kale there? He's in the gravel, he's kept the car going. As Jensen's now fastest on track, so he saw an ominous fact. So Ram's struggling there, but what happened to Kale? I think Kale's overcooked his tyres there, and he must have spun out. So Kale needs to cool his tyres down before he makes another push. And into the pit goes Kale. So unless he changes his strategy now, to see what he can do, especially if a safety car could happen. No, he retires, unfortunately. So unless Kale picked up some damage there on his rear or something. But we'll never know. But the battle now is interesting because Zane has been dragged along with Jensen to catch up to the Alpines. Seb's also behind. So the top 5 are within 5 seconds of each other now. Jacob is just 2.5 behind, too far back. The other fact is just the Kale's car coming out the pit lane. But now the DRS training is going to start taking effect here. But it's going to be critical because the DRS and ERS is going to be the key thing here. As none of these top 5 have got more than 20%. So it's going to be the big factor of who's going to use it and when you'll use it. Because this DRS train is going to keep building unless you save your ERS and go through it. That's Kale's car still for the yellow flags. And there it goes, unfortunate for Kale. As I said, he wasn't one of those drivers who could extract something out of Ferrari. Well, unlike certain drivers. Right, but we're going to start lap 7 as there's another big Cangrio! What's happened to the Haas driver? Rotation now joins the penalties. I wonder if he's span out on the curbing or he got a little contact. We don't know because I was too busy watching. But the rotation is currently the Aston Martin of Snoken who goes flying by there. The F2 driver puts one on the F1 reserve. Let's go back to the front now, and nothing else has changed. Just look at these 5 during the S's there. It's a spectacular sight of these 5 cars so close to each other. As Axel still leads the race from pole here, is he looking for a full domination of the race today? But Enzo's on a great strategy here because he can stick to his teammate and just save ERS, while Axel needs to use some to build a gap. As now Kale leaves the session, unfortunately for the Finnish driver. Yeah, some sort of damage, I take it, or something. But we'll have to see how this plays out here, because Enzo, obviously he has Jensen behind, so Enzo's got to be perfect here to stick to Axel. And Zane's behind him, and Seb is also, as rotation and Snoken have changed positions again. A great battle between here of the F2 full-time Aston Martin driver and the rotation F1 driver of rotation. I've just realised I completely messed that up. Otherwise, it's actually an entertaining race actually, because you don't know who's going to be on the podium, because 5 drivers are within a chance here. Because one penalty could change anything here. And I've already pointed out, penalties around here are very common, as we've already got 2 in lap 8. But we'll have to see how this plays out, because, Zayn a bit of a lock up there, he's trying to stick to Jensen. But that might cost him more time there, he's lost like half a tenth there. And he's having to use his ERS to catch back up. While Axa is starting to build his ERS actually here, along with Jensen and Enzo who are slowly inching it. Up and up. Zayn unfortunately has to burn a lot of it to keep up to Jensen for DRS. So the crucial thing is, the pit stops, I feel like Zayn might lose out more with not any ERS to push. Lap 8 now on the backstretch. Axa still leads the Grand Prix with Enzo behind. Jensen, a great recovery from 7th in quali, all the way to P3 at the moment. Yellow flag, that's an Aston Martin of Otto. What happened to the Aston Martin there? Did he just lose traction or does he got front wing damage? No, he has no. Further out, the Red Bulls are squabbling now. Nathan passes Lars now. Lars starting on P3 and has dropped to P8. Lars put a scintillating laughing, but he just hasn't. He nearly rams his teammate there. We've got battles all over. You've got the Red Bulls, you've got the top 5. There's Lars is struggling there a bit. They had to correct the wheel. Sniper's going all over this now. The Austrian's looming right in the mirrors of that Red Bull. Lars is struggling now for traction, you can see, out certain corners. And now Nathan is starting to pull away. Sniper knows he's got a great chance here. As look at his ERS. He's on 70%. So is Sniper going to see this vulnerability of Lars ahead of him and go for a move? Tantam's not far behind and Rotation's trying to catch back up without the pressure of Otto pushing him anymore. Jacob though has pulled a sizable gap out of these two though, 2 seconds ahead, but he's 3.3 behind the lead group. So it's going to take a massive strategy to get near him or a safety call. Lap 9 down the DRS stretch, nothing else has changed, and Axa is still seeing his DRS, you can see, but Jensen and Enzo are using there still. Zayn's got none, and he might be out of DRS on the start-finish line. This could cost Seb a chance to get anywhere near the podium battle at the moment. Look at the gap now, it's 1.2. Zayn has no ERS to play around. Sniper does get the move on the Lars, like I said he would. He uses his ERS down the backstretch and gets past. Now Nathan heads the rating now, so Sniper can get 2 Red Bulls in 1 lap here. Sorry. Right, but other than that, not much is actually going on. The top 5 are just trying to stay. Zayn's not going to have DRS now, so Sid could be on the prowl for that P4 now behind. And you've got obviously Sniper might be going for another move here on Nathan on the same part, not this part. He'd probably be going for this backstretch here. Lars is back to had a bit of a moment there. He's lost traction yet again, and he's further fallen behind. So this is not very good for Lars. He started 3rd, like I said. He's dropped all the way to 9th. So Lars is just absolutely struggling to keep his tyres going and his race pace. Zayn is still out of DRS here, and he's not going to get, I think, that lap because he was just too far back, I feel like. If Zayn doesn't get it, no, he does somehow. Zayn's used his DRS to absolutely snag it with the bare minimum amount of effort there. As Seth probably is watching this, like, how is he doing this with no ERS? They go further behind, we're going to jump aboard with Sniper now. Is he going to make a move? Nathan's D-rating ahead, but he's just too far, I feel like, to make a move yet. No, he thought about it, the Austrian. Sniper thought about the move, but he backed out of it. Oh, is Nathan there struggling with his tyres? This might be the chance that Sniper needs. As there's Astros in sector 1, Sniper went for a big deep exit there. Around it, Astro just spun out, but he's kept going. Has he got damage? I'm going to quickly check. I know he must have spun out in sector 1 on his own. And now lap 11, Axa still leads now, but Jensen is now nearly out of DRS. So the Alpines have turned up their pace now, it looks like. So Axel, Enzo, Jensen, Zane, Seb, Jacob, Nathan, Sniper, Lars and Rotation are your top 10 right now. Rotation are all the only ones on penalties. Tamtam's caught back up to Rotation, but it won't be long before his medium start feeling the strain. As you can see, the clouds are getting darker in the distance. Could that be a fact, something that the end of the race might point out? But nothing yet. Obviously, they show the weather is coming. We'll jump back on board to the lead group here. Axel still leads the strain behind them. Of an Alpine, a Mercedes, a Ferrari, and a McLaren. 4 different manufacturers here going for this podium here today. But Axel's already proved his pace. Nearly half a second faster than anyone in qualifying. Even his championship rival couldn't do, because he has fortunately made 2 mistakes. You don't see much well in Jensen. He made a mistake in the second run and his third run. So now it's just incredible. The fact that these guys are battling so hard, but the battle is dying off because of the DRS train. Jacob though is in a very snug position here because he's got no one to fight ahead of him and no one behind him. As I've just realised, Sniper did pass Nathan there on that backstretch, I'm guessing. So now is Sniper going to use his DRS to get away from Nathan because he's still struggling with the DRS? ERS. I was next to those two up. Because Sniper knows it probably is much better in the S's if he can get the power down with his DRS, not ERS. Butchering English here. But the question is, I'm actually curious if Jacob can get anyone near this top group still. Because Jacob, obviously, he might be able to pull an undercut before the rain happens and catch up to these guys, but I don't know. Because his pit window's open, Zane's is opened, but the Alpines, the Alpine of Axel has opened up. So, I don't think they're not going to pit now because they'll be on mediums longer than the hards. And look at the sky now, you can see clouds are starting to form more and more now in the sky. Is this a fact that the rain might be coming in a certain amount of time? I feel like maybe 25, 26 when the clouds might be dark enough for rain. But look at that in Sector 3 there, you can see the dark cloud in the distance. Is that going to get towards this track? We're going to have to find out here, but we're not even halfway yet. Axel's been snugly holding this lead throughout the race so far. No one's challenging him. Zane is going to be out of DRS completely this time. That is a certainty. He's just not able to keep the pace up anymore. So now Seb's got a great chance here to get that P4. As Zane gets no DRS like I thought. Jensen sticks to them, so now the top 3 could pull away here before Seb overtakes. Sniper hasn't able to shake up a lot of Nathan, and that's Otto again. No damage again, he must have spun out again. And looks like he's trying to rest his tyres up as he's going to into the pits now. Is he going to go hard to the end now, so he has some clean tyres now? As Pangrio overtakes Tam who's pitted, so yes, Snoken I think is pitted for the hards now. So the mediums have died off around lap 12, 13. Now, I'm curious about how hard the hards, because the strategy is going to be different for these guys, because I feel like they'll be pushing for softs with the rain coming. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because most of these guys are crazy for strategy. Like, obviously, Axel proved in Austria, like I've mentioned. It's just going to be the case of who's going to extend their stint long enough. To make it work, because Axel's a really good guy at extending stints. He can push his tyres right to the end. I've just noticed there's a little difference in the paint. Sorry. Sorry. Axel's a really good driver to extend his stint. Jensen's also one of them. Who's the other one? Jacob is one of those gamblers also. Sniper is one of those great ones who can manage his tyres perfectly. Oh, it's Nathan! Look for the move there. That might cost him the DRS now if Sniper pushes now. So Sniper's been just being conservative and not been pushing too hard on his pushing too hard on his hard tyres. While the Red Bulls behind are struggling now to keep their quality pace up. Especially Laws, like I've mentioned. He's dropped like a stone after turn 1. But Zane's now under pressure from Seb because Zane could not get near Jensen anymore. He's 1.3 behind. It's further back rotation and Laws are going side by side. Laws gets the position back though after rotation went to the inside line. So Laws is majorly struggling now on his hards. As he's now going to maybe lose touch to his teammate Headers. But oh, he doubted it too much there. He's revved the engine a bit. That might cost him the DRS actually now. So rotation has a great chance here. I don't think he got it. Because the line's just a little bit further back. Yes, Laws did not get DRS there. This could be a prime moment for rotation. Seb cannot make the move further ahead, I can see. But can this McLaren make the move? He's closing. Laws is not defending the inside. Rotation takes it. Side by side. Rotation breaks it out a little bit later and takes the position. Laws has a much better run though. He comes back on the inside here. Great fighting by Lawsy. It's not going to surrender easily. But Rotation's got the inside line now. He breaks in the middle of the corner and he's going to hold the position. Rotation's up to P9 now. But Laws is not going to give up easily. As further ahead, Seb gets past Zane. No, Seb's in the pits actually. So Zeb's pulled the medium cut now. So he's going for an undercut, I feel like. Now, how is everyone else ahead going to react to this? Because Seb needs to come out in clean air. Sniper pits also. Laws also pits. Seb's going to come out in a clean gap here. This could be a goal opportunity to get past Zane on track now. Because he's going to have fresher tyres. And he has better ERS, remember. And Zane's 1.8 behind these guys. Nathan now joins penalty party. He's now P6 with a penalty. So now the penalties are going to start coming in because the tyre temps are going to... I've just realised Seb's got one as well. I really hope it wasn't for speeding in the pit lane. I'm going to quickly... No, it wasn't speeding in the pit lane. Thank God for that. Right. But, God's sake. Right, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Because now this is when the tyre strategy is going to start changing for everyone, because some guys will push their hards a bit longer to go on fresher mediums to the end. They'll undercut like what Seb's trying to do on the mediums. Sniper and Laws are also looking for moves, because Jacob, I feel, has to pit. The cover up. Yellow flags at Astros in Sector 1. He's kept it going though, he's in the race still. But let's jump on board. Is anyone else going to pit here? None of the top 3 pits. No, Enzo! Enzo and Jensen pits! Enzo may have cut the pit entry line. Zane pits. Jacob pits. So Axel's now on his own at the front. Now it's going to be the question is, where is Seb going to be in all this? Seb's come around the final corner now. Jensen's already been released. Zane's just been released. We'll stick aboard a Seb as he comes down the start finish line now. There is Jensen coming out. But there is Zane. Seb's undercut has worked on the Ferrari. And he's going to be behind the Mercedes driver of Jensen, who has a lapped car ahead of him. No, it's Enzo, sorry. I completely forgot Enzo fit there, sorry. Sniper also gains position there on Nathan. So he holds the position he gained, and he's built the DRS buffer. So now that's a great undercut by Sniper. Laws could not do it against rotation, but he's sticking to him like glue in the first bit. So as I said, it takes one strategy change to change it up, and that one is Seb, because now he has a chance for the podium again, and he has no car in front of him blocking him. Astro gets 5 seconds in the pit lane, and what is he doing? Unfortunately retires from the race. Axel though, he might be in the thick of this battle, because he only has a 27 buffer, and I feel like you need like 20 seconds exactly, I think, for a pit lane. I think around here. Enzo's pit lane was a bit wary, to say the least, because he was nearly hit the bollard. Axel just makes it there, uses the red bit like you said you can use. Axel's in the pit lane, not speeding, but now he has a healthy gap now to Enzo. We'll stick aboard of Axel and see where Enzo comes out. Enzo's come around the second final corner now. Axel's in the pits of the mediums now. Axel has freshly mediums at the end. Enzo's going to come down the start finish line now. But Axel, I feel like, is going to have a good, handsome gap still in the lead. Seb's fastest on track. There comes Axa, cut out the pit lane. Enzo was nowhere near close enough. He tried the undercut, but his teammates managed as hard enough to hold the gap. Jacob, though, is still holding that P6, though. But Sniper now chasing them down, not the Red Bulls. Zane's in a class of his own now. He's 2 seconds back to the top 4. But now this battle is on for only 4 cars now. 2 Alpines, a Mercedes and the McLaren. Who's going to come out on top? As you look, the clouds are getting darker and there's more appearing. So, the rain could come. Jacob now joins the penalties. 3 seconds. Unless any of these guys are going to appeal them. Oh my word, but the clouds are definitely getting darker and there's more clouds coming. So are we going to see rain before the end of this race now? Because that will be the biggest spanner in the works we've seen since, I think, F2 at USA Grand Prix, when Liam won it because he was on the dries when Jericho was still on the inters. This race is insane at the moment. We don't know who's going to be on the podium. Who's going to be where? It's incredible how close the top 4 are currently for results. Seb for his first podium this season in Ero. Jensen for another one to keep his championship battle going. Enzo, another podium for him. But he's only taken the top step so far. Zane now joins the penalties. So the penalties are starting to come thick and fast now for all the drivers. We've got 6 drivers on penalties out of 14, so nearly halfway to have everyone on halfway drivers for penalties. The midfield's actually stagnated quite a bit. Sniper's pulled up, is just keeping a gap over Nathan actually. But it won't be long before Nathan's DRS-D rating is going to start affecting him. Because Sniper has 50%, while rotation's on for some good points again for McLaren to help them out, the constructors also. As I'm going to actually check what will happen if this result stays the same. Nothing else is going on further. Axa is starting to pull away now from Enzo again. He's managing to pull some speed out. So currently, the point difference, if Axa wins this race and Jensen stays P3, so Jensen will get 15, Axa will get 25, so it'll be a 10-point advantage, which no, it won't be, it'll be 11 because Axa got pole. The fastest lap is currently for Seb. So this will help him, actually. And this would actually help the manufacturers as well, because they would overtake Alpha Tauri in this race. And they would be right behind the Red Bulls with the points here also. So it's all the playful from the McLaren crew. Seb joined WR, but went back to our IRT. I don't know what happened, unfortunately. Axe is now just taking that fastest lap back here, so he's burned his ERS this time. He went purple in every sector. And now it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be here to the end of the race, because as you can see, the clouds are still darkening. There is more clouds popping up in sector 2 and 3. Look at as proven by active field vision right now. Because that's what we can see right now coming. Those clouds are definitely going to be above this track in a few laps. But the big question is, are we going to see rain, or will it just stay till the end of the race dry? And I feel like certain drivers will be praying it is dry. One of them being Axa, because he does not want to have anything happen to him here. Pangreal now joins, so that's half the races now with penalties. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay. But we'll see how this plays out, because there's actually not much actually going on now. The midfield's all calmed down because Zane Jacobs pulled away. Jensen as actually, speaking of the devil, I said wrong. Rotation's going for a move on Nathan here. Rotation has the inside line, side by side. Nathan will have the inside line for the next corner. I'm struggling to speak here. Rotation now going to have the outside here, but he'll have the inside for this crucial left-hander. Because he can dive in and then block the position of Nathan, and he does the same thing he did to Laws, and Rotation takes the position yet again. He did the same thing to Laws a few laps ago. Nathan has to back out the move, and Rotation moves up to P8, and now he's got just the Austrian in that Mercedes ahead of him. Great battle there by the Red Bulls. Laws has unfortunately dropped back to this group. He's still struggling to keep his tyres up going, it seems. As the further ahead, it looks like no one else is going for a move yet. I think they're just trying to save ERS, I think. Enzo is one of them. He's the highest one in this top four, sorry. With nearly 30% ERS here. Jensen's slowly going to get knocked out of DRS if he doesn't start using it again. Zane is unfortunately not going to be able to catch up because with no ERS, it's a huge risk and huge gamble. But he's got a nice 8-second gap nearly to Jacob behind, who's on for another solid run of points. Sniper's 3 seconds back. Remember, Jacob has a penalty, so Jacob would hold his position if Sniper can knock into the 3-second window. But all I'm going to say, this is going to actually might throw a few different changes in the standings now. It's because the highest position, God, sorry, I'm trying to find this quickly. Because the highest position Zeb's finished is with 10 points, which is currently 5th. Zeb could be on for the better here in P4, or maybe even the podium here today. As the clouds are still coming, but it's getting darker now. Sector 1 just proving on the start-finish line now. 21 out of 28 now. We've got 8 more laps to go now, and nothing is certain between the top 4. Yes, Seb has a penalty, but he could appeal it, you never know. Axel has not lost the lead once this race so far, which is an incredible show of strength by the Alpine driver. He's been absolutely dominant in qualifying. Nothing got near him, 5 tenths quicker. He's held every lap so far. He's got a hold of teammate right behind. Enzo's having a great run also. He's managed to stick to his teammate throughout the race. And he's looking for his second podium visit of the season here. Because the last one, I think, well, last time, I've got to check the results, sorry, because I may have missed it. Yep, his last one was actually when he dominated the Spanish Grand Prix with a great win with Sniper P2, remember. Further back, Zane, you can see, he's sneaking, but he's losing more time. 2.5 now, 2.6. Losing 2 to 3 times on the backstretch alone with that DRS ERS failure amount. Rotation's just made the move on Sniper there. Rotation shuts the door on the Austrian, and Sniper now loses the position to Rotation. He's recovering brilliantly. He had no lap, remember, Rotation, because he invalidated unfortunately every run, and he's currently 7th with a great race pace here. He has a penalty, yes, but he could pull away here because he has been critical at the strategy times. We're on lap 22 now, 7 more laps to go here in this race, and they've only got a few battles going on. We've got the battle for 7th for team Rotation, Sniper and Nathan. We've got the top 4 still going away within 3 seconds of each other. And it's the fact he's literally cut to the POV like this, and then all you can see is just 1, 2, 3, 4 cars all close together. Oh, Enzo had a bit of a mistake there! Enzo locked up with something there because he went wide. Jensen nearly ran the rear of him, and that's going to cost Enzo DRS. But no, Axel backed off. Axel did not let that gap extend. He backed off for the DRS to give to his teammates. Axel's been a team player today. I did not say that, but what happened to Enzo there? I said might be looking, but no, he's just too far back here, and he doesn't have enough ERS to push. But Enzo, no! Estelle nearly destroyed the rear of that Mercedes in front of him, but he just managed to stop, and he kept no damage with both cars. Oh, that was so close. We're on lap 22, we've still got a whole chance now at the moment. All these guys now struggling for grip on these mediums already. Because now look at the guy further back, Pangrio. Get past Tantam on the backstretch now. Tantam's on the alternative strategy, he went medium hard. Rotation's left a session. Oh no! I'm going to have to quickly invite him because that'll be absolutely... that's going to be a disaster for Rotation. Sorry, I'm trying to quickly do this because I don't want him losing so much time, man. That's a horrible way to lose a podium. Oh, he's back in the session apparently, because I can't invite him. Not much else has actually happened, thankfully. No one has overtaken anyone. Wow. So, that's... Oh, I really hope he can rejoin, man. That'll be a heartbreaking way to lose some points. And he hasn't joined back there. I can't invite him, unfortunately, so I'm going to try again quickly. Astros has now left the session, but he was obviously just a reserve today. Sorry, give me 2 secs. I know, I'm trying to be quick as can, everyone. Alright, he's got an invitation. Hopefully he joins back. Nothing else has changed up the front. Nothing changed in the midfield. Apart from the rotation, it's just falling further and further back. Now Lawrence is on for that P9. That's so unfortunate for rotation. He was on for a great result in P7, maybe. But he's going to be just in the points now if he can't rejoin back. Because Pangreal is going to be on the case soon. He's got an invite, so I can't do much else, unfortunately. But now, the battle for the lead pack is still going on. Enzo's still right behind his teammate. As Axel is playing the team game there, because he could easily pulled away with that mistake, but he did not back out. He backed out the move, and oh wow, I've just seen the clouds. Oh god. But I feel like it's going to be too late now. I don't think the rain's going to hit. Because unless it darkens in the next 2 laps, it will not rain. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. Rotation PS5 had died, unfortunately, so that's why he disconnected. So unfortunate for rotation, he will not be able to rejoin, and he will be out the points. That might bring a smile to the Haas team, though, because Pangreal's in P10 now. He's the only Haas this race, so that point could be crucial for them this season. But now Sniper and Laws are the only 2 battling for 7th now, unless... Not Laws, sorry, Nathan. As a rotation DI came out and stopped, surprisingly. The sky is getting darker and darker now. As now there's no clear patch in the sector 3 area, and there's no clear patch in the sky at all now. So the clouds are darkening and darkening. Oh, Jensen now gets and Enzo. So now only four cars have got no penalties. Oh my word! So the podium is now up for grabs for Stem now with the guys ahead of him. Axel's the only one. As now Nathan now joins. Like, oh my god. Only Sniper, Axel, Laws, and Tam Tam do not have penalties to contend with. So that could help them get into the top 10 maybe, and boost their position up. Oh man. But now it's obviously the key thing is managing your gap and managing, because Axel, I'm not going to look at warnings because that will just show everyone what Axel's situation is. But I'm betting Axel's either got 1 or 2. Because Axel's obviously one of those drivers who can drive very cleanly. And, oh, Enzo has a moment there coming out of the corner! That's not going to cost him enough time, but that Enzo looks to be struggling to get traction into his tyres now. But he wasn't the only one. Jensen was struggling in the final corner. Meanwhile, Jensen's actually ran out of ERS. That is something you don't see every day. Enzo has run out before... Not Enzo. Jensen has run out before his competitors. As the track's still getting darker, but I feel like the rain is not going to hit us at all. We have 3 more laps to go when they come around the next time. As Sniper's now got overtaken by Nathan there, got to you by the Red Bull, it looks like. These people are going to go to the end for this P7. And it's going to be important to see who's going to finish ahead of this, because this could help each other's constructors' points. Obviously, Sniper to help Jensen towards the double, and obviously the Laws and Nathan combo to see where high they could finish. Take a drink quickly. Right, but the race is really unpredictable. It's still darkening, but no chance for rain, because unless it gets dark in like the next lap or 2. And who's that? That's Tam Tam! Tam Tam, as I said, could have been en route for points, but unfortunately had a moment, and I think he's got no front wing. Yes, I think that's a bit of end plate damage. So he's in the pits now. He's gonna probably go for fastest lap now, and he could do new softs. Still, the battle for this podium is still going on. The top four are still holding away from Zane behind. And not much is actually changing because Enzo's happily staying behind his teammate. Jensen cannot make a move with ERS, and Seb also can't make a move from the ERS. Axel, though, he's been building his ERS somehow. While all the guys behind him have been pushing, Axel has somehow managed his ERS, and he's not holding back here. He's got 2 more laps to go after this lap, and it looks to be for another victory here for the Frenchman to extend his championship lead with a full 27 points. Unless someone takes fastest lap away from him, it would be an absolute domination by Axel today. Because no one got near his pace, and he's managed to hold off everyone still. 2 more laps to go, here we go, and there is still no chance of the rain, so I don't think it'll hit at all now. Because if it falls on the final lap, I just don't even know, but I don't think it's dark enough for the rain. I'm keeping an eye on that halo, because as soon as you see droplets, that's when the rain will be here. And obviously, that would be the big question is who is going to be good on the tyres, because all their tyres are going to be on the edge down the mediums. Still dark in certain parts of the track, but still no sign of the droplets of rain that people were probably hoping for. So the mediums are probably going to be the best run to the end now. The only one who can probably take fastest lap away from Axel is Tam Tam, unless someone else pits now. Because Pangreal could probably pit and go for fastest lap because he's got a healthy enough gap, but he's too late out of pits. Axel's now starting to stretch his legs as he's starting to pull away now from Enzo. So this could be the first Alpine 1-2 of the season, which could be an ominous statement for the constructors here, because no one's did a 1-2 yet in this season. We've had Axel win, Jensen win, but their teammates have been nowhere near the podium at times. When Enzo won, Axel was only in the lower points. Tam Tam gets a 3-second time penalty also. Yellow flag! That's Sniper! Sniper, what's happened to Sniper and Nathan? They've had contact! So something's happened to the Austrian and the Red Bull driver, as we're now on the final lap now. This is the last gas moves for any of these guys. The rain is not here, so will we go racing all the way to the end with no changes to conditions? But I'm so curious, what happened between Sniper and Nathan? Laws is now taking the position. Nathan's in the pit lane! Nathan's not going to finish the race! As I've just been pointing out, Enzo, it was a 1-2, but it wasn't the full team. I remember completely got rotation and took that podium. But it was the first time the full-time drivers were getting a 1-2. As we head down the final DRS stretch now, this is the last overtaking to see what's going to happen here. Because no one's close enough to make. Jensen is trying and trying. Is he going to look for a move? Enzo blocks it. Jensen goes to the outside. But he's just too deep. Tam Tam's taking fast enough away. So the most Axel can get is 26 points. Oh my word. Axel and Enzo have been solid all race. As now, they've been absolutely helping her. Axel did not pull away. Snoken could be up for points in F2. It's Tam Tam can't chance, but Axel has been on point all race. Nothing is going to stop him win here at Quarter and dominate the proceedings. Nothing got near him. It's a 1-2 for the full-time drivers. Jensen P3, Seb a great finish in for his highest position in P4. Zane P5, Jacob another solid point run into P6. Sniper, who had as much something happen to Nathan because Nathan retires after that incident. Laws finishes P8, Pangreal P9, and Snoken, if he can hold off the ghost of rotation, will take the points. But we'll have to see how this works out because obviously I've completely had the ghost rule. So Snoken, if he keeps his run going, he will take the first point in F1 for himself. Round in the final corner now, Snoke's had a tough battle all race, but he's going to do it. He's going to take the final point here in F1. Along rotation, he was unfortunately cut out by electricity. Oh my... Snoking. Oh my god. I'm not even going to question that. So Snokin's now just lost his point, because now Tam Tam's taking it. Oh my god. Right, we're just waiting for Taram to finish now, who's currently on the... Taram's run out of fuel. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, Taram... Oh. Taram is trying to get to the line with no fuel in the tank. As there he comes round in the final corner now. Right, so that was an entertaining battle to say the least. We didn't see any rain like it was predicted in the race, but obviously Axel just didn't stop anything here today. Another win for the Frenchman here in his championship push. We're gonna have to see how this season actually plays out because Jensen is struggling qualifying pace. But it's a 1-2 for the full-time drivers for the first time this season. It's a 1-2 from quali, went to 1-2 in the race. And then Jensen, Seb is freaking I got butcher English. His best result of this season. Zane P5, Jacob P6, Sniper P7, with something happening between him and Nathan, which I don't know unfortunately. Then Lars, Pangrio, and Rotations AI, but it will go to Tam Tam. Thanks to, obviously, because the Rotations Ghost cannot... actually, I don't know if that potential will count. Don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But then Snokin obviously would have got points, but I didn't realise he had that much penalties at 18 seconds, if anyone's wondering. Taram, Nathan, Astros, and Kale. Right, let's see if those guys want to join, so give me a sec. Well, that was entertaining to say the least, because yes, Axel did dominate quali, but he didn't pull away, thankfully, like what Max would normally do. He had a fight for it, thankfully, and it was a great result for him at the end. Another win for his season, his fourth one of the season also. He's extended his gap by 20. He got 26 points compared to Jensen 15, so he's extended by another 11 points actually, I can't count. Just gonna invite one at a time. I was gonna get the other ones in. I'm just going to see if they want to do interviews. If it's not, it's fair because it's very late. Oh no, speak of the devil. I was just about to ask, like, I'm not guessing want to do interviews, but
Hi.
Hello. So you had fun, didn't you? Because I'm going to ask, how did you make 2 mistakes in quali? It's unlike you to see that properly.
In practice, I was constantly, can't get a lap, and then in quali, I don't know, I just kept on invalidating turn 9,
Oh,
It seems like a bad habit around Kota for me.
and then
To
I'm sure your last run you span on the S's, didn't you, or something when you invalidated?
I span on the exit of the final corner. Um,
Oh,
well, I invalidated on the first attempt, then I had enough fuel to try and go again. And then when I tried to go again, my car just had no traction and decided to drop.
yeah. Well, at least you're not
Which
like Mr. Max Verstappen here, going 5 tenths quicker than anyone.
no, no. I mean, if I got the lap in, I'd probably would have been like maybe 3 tenths or 2 tenths off already, and still. But
Meanwhile,
yeah,
Axel 5 tenths ahead of everyone.
yeah. Right, he's an esports challenger though, so you give him that.
He's
Yeah,
actually here, but he's not talking.
but yeah. P3 probably will be P2, even though I d- I do and I don't want to report Enzo. Um,
I'm gonna guess because when he lost the car and you had a break suddenly, I'm guessing.
no, no, because he cut the pit entry line.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, like I usually wouldn't do, but I'm in a championship fight and it's like 3 extra points and it's Alpine losing points as well, so
No, you are fine to
I've
do
got to
because you
I've
saw
got
it
to
right in
do what
front
I
of you.
got to do.
Axe
I
is just
mean,
not even talking, so I don't
I'm
know if he can hear us or.
I think he's there.
Oh, it's fair. Axe, can you invite Endo? Is he not able to join?
I invite him.
Yeah, because it says I can't invite him on my settings or something. So.
But
Uh,
yeah, actually, it was clear the race,
what if
and
oh, the quality edit.
me and Enzo were just trying to keep up in the DRS, I think.
I know.
But I couldn't get close to him because he had the DRS as well,
I'm
and
gonna say
I
one
had
thing. Axe had backed off, so he could get the DRS back on you.
yeah, I know I saw that.
You're
Like
like, you son of a.
it was like 1.6 seconds and then went down to 1.4 as we get to the next corner.
You're probably
But
like, you son of a.
I mean it's fair.
I
It's like
know.
fair.
It wasn't like aggressive as well. He let go of the throttle, obviously, to get the time back.
I mean he only lost 2 tenths, so I mean it's not.
Yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah.
obviously, that's help. Well, now 11 points difference between the championship now between you and AXA. Oh, hello, Enzo.
Hello.
Uh,
Did Axel get fastest lap?
no, Tam Tam
No,
nicked it
Tam
from
Tam
him.
take it.
Yeah,
So Axel will get the yes. I'll be like
11 points
if
behind him.
if I report Enzo and get the P2, then I'll
Oh
be
God.
9 points. I'll be 9 points behind. So
Yeah, but we'll have to
yeah,
just wait and see how that goes. But obviously, you had a tough qualifying, gents. But as I thought, you would charge through the pack as you normally do, because your race pace is always much different. Your quali pace, like I said.
yeah. I mean, I think watching the Jeddah race before doing the quali just hit my motivation like terrible. I just hate watching F1 nowadays. Um, especially with what I went on afterwards. But I mean, let's not talk about. Let's talk about the qualifying. Yeah, I just nothing went right. But like I knew I had the pace, so in the race I managed to climb up to third with some nice little overtakes and avoiding some chaos as well.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, in the end, pretty much stayed in the same like order from like lap 4 or something till the very end. So yeah, there's nothing much to talk about that race. It was pretty boring. I mean, Sabe was pretty close.
yeah, it's fine.
How I pronounce his name?
Yeah, I just called Seb, and he hasn't said anything yet.
Seb. Yeah, Seb. I mean, he did the undercut and he managed to come into the DRS train.
Yeah, it's because he had Zane holding up because he had no ERS Zane, so obviously he was getting held up
I
behind them.
I think like maybe I should have pitted on the same lap as him, and maybe I might have been able to undercut Enzo,
No,
and then or me like I don't know. They might have pitted Aurelian first if I
yeah, well, I
did,
understand,
but
but at least you got another podium for your championship push still, and
it's
obviously,
annoying. It's annoying. Like I got a penalty. Like me and Enzo both get a penalty at the exact same time,
oh
like
yeah,
the
so
final set.
that's
Like I saw he got a penalty, and then I like took too much of the inside curve. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, that's
Oh, Jensen fan.
yeah,
For God's sake.
yeah. But yeah,
But obviously, well done on your podium. Obviously, then we'll have to see what happens
yeah,
in
and
the Stewart room.
obviously, GG's to Asi and Enzo on the. You could basically call it a 1-2, um, but like for points wise,
Yeah, I know
we'll
what you
sort of
mean.
try and change that. But yeah,
But
as like a drive, they deserve the 1-2 there.
I know.
So there's
But
nothing
obviously,
I could say like
so
to take
this
that
is
away
that.
from it.
That's from Jensen, who's currently second in the standings right now. We'll move on to Enzo. It'll be his first, obviously not the win this time, but the podium for P2 behind his teammate. And how did you feel about the race, Enzo?
For my qualif is bad, but it's not a good lap.
I'm going to say one thing. Seb was going to take the front row if he didn't validate. He was 3 tenths quicker than you when on the final corner. Because the usual invalidation obviously took his lap away, so
Yes,
he was
full
three
lap.
tenths quicker.
Yep.
But you managed to stick with Axel the full race, and you nearly, obviously, the undercut didn't work because Axel managed to somehow keep the gap and just ahead. But obviously, you kept Jensen at bay, you kept up the Axel, and you just did your job as a number two today. Enzo, we just died or something.
J'ai rien compris, frère.
Uh,
Traduis-moi, traduis-moi.
maybe I will translate.
Oh, it's fine, go for it, don't worry, Axel.
Uh, but I didn't heard your question, so can you repeat,
Oh,
please?
it's fine, no worries. No worries. Obviously, I'm saying that Enzo, well done for P2, and obviously you kept Jensen behind, you stick to Axel all race, and obviously did a solid run for your second podium of the season. So how did you feel during the race in general?
Comment tu te sentais dans la course en général? Est-ce que tu aurais voulu m'attaquer ou est-ce que tu préférais défendre sur Jensen?
En gros, tu dis juste que je voulais défendre et que j'avais le DRS avec toi.
Ben
Et
réponds,
que.
réponds.
Non, je sais pas le dire en anglais, arrête, tu le diras.
Oh,
Tu
for
saurais le dire.
God's sake.
Et que juste en fait, il m'a été toute la
Axel.
course à avoir le DRS et pas final.
Uh, he said that he just wanted to stay in my GRS to
Axel, you
defend.
helped him because you backed out at one point. No, but it was a great result by him because he's only had one win, his only podium, but then he came fighting back for the first Alpine 1-2 on the grid, then the first time you've got a 1-2 in the race. So I'm going to ask, did he feel any time threatened by Jensen right behind him the whole race?
What?
Did he feel like he was going to be attacked by Jensen any part during the race, like during the pit stops, during like when like you were miles ahead, like you were during you were pushing on your tires, that sort of thing?
Ques- Question for Enzo.
Yes.
Est-ce que tu te sentais menacé par Jensen?
Pas du tout.
What did he say?
he, he said uh, not. No, he wasn't. He said that he wasn't in the job.
Oh no! But you can say from me, Axel. Well done for your second pony of the season, Enzo. Obviously, you deserve it today. You kept your teammate, and you did what you needed to do to get that podium. If you understood what I said there, Axel.
Hein?
I'm
He
saying,
said, il a dit bien joué.
Ah, ok, thank you.
Oh, il a dit bien joué pour ton deuxième podium de la saison et c'était de bonne course, rien à dire. Voilà. Little word, Enzo. Oh, he's gone.
but no, well done, fam. And then obviously we'll move on to you, Axel. You just absolutely dominated today. Your qualifying was insane. Your race pace was untouchable. And then obviously you kept your lead during the race, the complete race. How did you feel coming into today?
Yes, it was good to take P1 and the pole. Unfortunately, Tam decided to take my fastest lap, so I was a little bit disappointed, but that's still a great result. Uh, I I think that I put the wrong setup
Axa,
compared to
do not even say that.
no, because in PSGL I was using a setup, and on my table, when you load your setup, I
Oh,
had quota V1, quota V2, and quota V3,
why do
V3.
you have three?
And I decided to choose quota V3, but
Oh,
it was understeer everywhere, and in
Axa,
quali it was fine, but in race
I
it
was going to
was
say, if you literally
it was
said that this set was bad, you were 5 times quicker than anyone.
no, but even in quali, a good lap around quota is point 0, so point 4 it was good, but
Yeah, I'm going to ask one thing, Axa, just quickly.
yeah,
How would you have felt if it was Seb beside you, not Enzo?
can
Because
you
Seb would
repeat,
have been
please?
on the P2 if he didn't validate his final run.
Ah, if Sib didn't invalidate,
Yeah,
it would have been a different race.
yeah, I just thought
Maybe,
I'd ask you that because it's just came to us because Seb's race pace was great as well, but he got held up by
yeah,
Zay and then he got stuck behind Jensen for the rest of the race.
yeah, he looked pretty quick. Maybe, yeah, it would have been a different race if he was P2.
Yeah, I just thought I'd ask you that, Axel, but obviously I
But
feel like you
maybe,
may have just held him off. I feel like maybe.
maybe like I had Enzo behind me, I was a little bit more chill, and maybe if it was a Seb, maybe I I could have attacked a little bit more.
No, but obviously still the result doesn't change much. You got 26 points, not 27. Blame Tam Tam. This
Yeah.
obviously puts you in a nice gap in the championship now, and now we've got my favourite round next week. So I'm going to ask all three of you, what's your view on Baku now for next week?
Finishing the race will be great.
You want to ask Enzo that, and then if he's still here.
Enzo,
No, he's dead.
Qu'est-ce qu'il
Enzo,
y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? J'étais pas du tout là.
he's dead.
Jensen, you've already said
Ouais.
you don't like it, didn't you say?
Aurélien?
He's dead also.
Why is everyone dead? Right, so
Oh.
Axel, looks like you won the championship. No one else is here. Yeah, but I can understand what you mean, Axel, because Baku obviously there's so many corners, tight corners, side by side is literally a death sentence sometimes.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
go on,
uh,
Axel, if you were going to say something, yeah.
I did a race in Baku few days ago.
Did you win?
No,
Oh no.
I started P12, and after the first lap I was P4.
No, but that's the
So
thing
and then
about
I
Baku.
finished P3. P3.
That's the thing about Baku, obviously. I'm going to end the stream now because these two aren't responding to anything. Obviously,
Yeah.
welcome, thank you everyone for watching. Obviously, next week it's Baku, like I've said. So, goodbye and hope you enjoyed the stream.